It only takes one generation for freedom to die.
Go out, defend your faith.
Was that a name drop?
We're going to take that out. We're going to edit this. We're going to cut that out.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Defending Your Faith podcast. Today I got a very special guest with us, Mr. Pencil Merrill.
We out here.
We out here. Penn, I know you just became a youth pastor, but you're already trying to learn their slang? Is that what's happening?
No, I gave up a long time ago.
It's like once you get out of high school, you lose it, man.
Yeah.
And it's over for you.
Yeah.
I'm only like barely over a year out, and I already don't understand.
So I think the funniest thing, I got to tell this story, is a few years ago, back when drip was, normal slang. The moment I left high school, all the kids taught my dad what that meant. Not only what it meant, but how to use it correctly. So my dad still doesn't say it. And so they were here at Easter, and the Carthels, they were wearing those pink suits and all that.
Yeah.
He yells from across the parking lot, "Hey, I like your drip." They have no idea who this man is, and they just yelled that to him.
That's so
It
funny.
still cracks me up. But,
Oh, man.
yeah.
I got a couple of funny stories of your youth group that we can start this off with. But before that,
Lord.
you want to tell people who you are and what you're doing?
So for those that don't know me, my name is Penn Merrill. Said this will be my sixth year up here in Amarillo Canyon. I came to WT up in 2019. Got a bachelor's in education and social sciences. Was going to go into teaching, but I got involved with Harvest my freshman year. So I got involved with youth the year after that. That was a funny story too. And then started interning, and then after I graduated was really unsure of what I wanted to do, but I was like, all right, we'll take a gamble and we'll go full-time at the church, see what that was like, and then just never looked back. And now, 2 years later, after not knowing what was going on, this has come to fruition. So
Yeah.
looking back, I just think it's so funny, like even, over the past 6 years, like how it's all fell into place and none of us were even aware of it.
Right. Would you say before you started WT, you would have ever saw yourself working at a church?
No, I was adamant I was going to be a teacher and a coach, and that I was even going to go back home.
And you did teach and coach for a year, didn't you?
Student teaching.
Student
that was
teaching.
for a semester.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
that's one of the requirements in order to graduate certified.
Once a wolf, always a wolf, right?
Always.
That's crazy. I just remember all the hate you got for wearing that West Plains shirt.
Oh, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I do it for the spite. I do it for the love of the game.
Penn, you're a little bit of a troublemaker, man. I respect it, though.
What?
I respect it, though.
No, nonsense.
So, just recently, was it this past Sunday or 2 Sundays ago?
The 10th. So
2 Sundays ago, they announced that you are going to be taking over as the youth pastor.
As the youth director.
Youth director.
I'm not ordained yet.
Okay,
So
youth director.
Director. So
My
now
bad.
everyone calls me director.
All right.
And I'm like, it's already going to my head.
Director Penn.
Director Merrill. Yeah.
Wasn't it Master Penn?
Some still
It
call
was
me
Master
that.
Penn,
yeah.
but I guess we're going to change that to Director Penn
I think
now.
the funniest thing about that is I think that started at camp last year.
Yeah.
And then we came back, and then Buck Alexander said it on stage at men's conference, and then I was like,
remember that.
And I was like, there's no correlation between the two, but now it's just a thing.
Yeah, and it stuck after that,
Yeah,
man.
it's stuck. It works.
So how did you becoming the youth director all come about?
So actually, this was a conversation that started back in April.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny part is, I knew when Matt came back from Kenya, he was on fire for missions. It was in his heart, and I was like, okay, this is my guess.
Yep.
I just didn't think it'd be this soon. I thought it'd be even a few more years down the road. But I remember I was in my office, and Pastor Joshua was walking through, and he stops and he turns and he's like, "Hey, can I talk to you real quick?" "Yeah, sure." So he sits down, and is like, "So, we have the ability. How would you feel about Matt doing missions and you doing youth?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll think about it." Conversation maybe lasted 2 minutes.
Wow.
Like total life, this total life change opportunity, and he's already out as fast as he came in. So I just kind of really thought and prayed about it. It took a week or so, but I mean, even in that moment, I just felt the peace about it. I was like, yeah. So I always thought back to Isaiah 6:8, and the Lord said, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And I said, "Here am I, send me."
For sure.
And so that was my opening prayer into it, and I've just felt a peace all throughout the summer. And of course, figuring stuff out, there'll be some challenges, but we'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, learning and growing, man.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's how it's going to be for E56 all year for everybody here.
It's going to be
That's a whole new thing, man.
Whole new thing, whole new people.
Don't know what we're doing. whole
Hey,
new group of people.
That's the best kind, isn't it?
But hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get out there and do it. I loved camp, so
Yeah,
it
that's
was
good.
It was good. But yeah, so I got 2 stories from your youth that I really want
Oh,
to
like
tell.
from when I was a kid.
No. From your youth kids.
Oh, Lord.
They're your youth kids now.
Oh,
Penn.
no.
They're your youth
Next
kids
question, which ones? Or can you not tell me?
now. So the first one, I'll tell you. I don't
Okay,
care.
cool.
First one is Rylan, which is my brother.
Okay,
right?
so take it with a grain of salt is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to tell these stories so the people will really get an idea of
boy.
the type of youth that we're dealing with here.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was in my brother's room. I haven't seen him in like days either, right? Because he goes to school in the mornings. I work at night.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen him in days. So I go in his room when he's about to go to sleep, and our dog's in there. And so I'm petting our dog, and I'm like, I got the day off tomorrow. I'm going to hang out with you. And Rylan goes, that is so sad. You really just need a girlfriend, Jace. Like, golly.
Felt that. Just kidding.
And so that's my first story. And then my second story is my entire small group at camp. So, you know, like Tilson, Kai, Braylon,
Yeah.
Colton, all those kids, right? And so the pastor, it was the night that him and his wife were on stage, and he was talking about how he's scared of women, right?
Yeah.
His first girlfriend became his wife because he was scared of women.
Yeah.
And I started clapping, and everybody else started clapping. Anyways, so we get into our small group after that. And I was like, all right, guys, what was y'all's favorite part of the message besides the obvious that, you know, we're scared of women? And they're all like, yeah, we're scared of women. And then after that, Kai had like a serious conversation with me. He looks at me, he goes, Jace, like, it's okay to talk to women. Like, if you ever want a girlfriend, like, you're going to have to talk to them. And he was, like, concerned about me.
No.
And I was like, thanks,
Okay.
Kai. And then Bodie chimes in, which is going to be one of my kids
I
from
always forgot
56.
Bodie over there.
Bodie chimes in, and he goes, no. Kai, you don't understand. Jace is the Rizzler, man. He could pull any girl he wanted right now. He just doesn't want to.
Oh yeah, I think the funniest thing about that night too, because I have like freshmen, sophomores,
Yeah.
so it's like Jeffrey, Jackson, the rest of the Carthels.
Carthels, yeah.
And like, so we have that conversation, and like we sit down, and like I didn't even say anything, and like all their heads just like slowly turned to me. And I just like looked down. I was like, okay, hit me with your questions. And so like all
Yeah.
they're just lighting me up with relationship questions, and I was like, yep, all right, come on, bring it on. That's fun. It was good. That was fun.
Yeah. So that's the type of youth
Yeah,
that Penn's got to deal with this
Right.
semester, man. What are you most looking forward to about this upcoming year and semester?
I think honestly, one thing that's going to be a little bit exciting is a little bit more room to breathe, especially with my writing, because even I'll have the opportunity to do a lot more writing in my messaging and be able to, because I'll do Bravehearts, once a semester, or Sunday once a year, twice a year. And so I think it'd be great to really start diving into some topics that, I've had on my heart for a while, and just some stuff that I've learned that I would like to just kind of get out there too.
Right.
And so,
That's good.
yeah, just be able to have more freedom. And of course, that's going to take a lot more time, but a little bit more room to explore and study, different topics and get it out there.
Yeah, man. I was telling, we had that leader meeting yesterday, and I was telling the 56 leaders, I was like, man, after spending the whole summer with these kids, like, they are hungry for something. And some of them don't know exactly what they're hungry for.
Yeah.
But we just, it's our job to direct them towards Jesus. But like, these kids, they want it. They want to know bad. And like, your kids, they're doing good so far. I heavily encourage them, like, hey, go to school, share Jesus' love, share the gospel. And they're already doing that, Penn. First week back at school, they're already going to school. And they were like, first day, Kai Carthel goes to school, and he's, sharing people about Jesus. Yeah. And that's powerful.
I think it's so, like, we give these kids a little bit of scaffolding. They'll do it. And I think that's one thing we forget. We always try to meet them where they're at, but then we don't push them far enough. Like, even one thing I was worried about going into this was, because, I will chase rabbits. It'll feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose. I will hit some hard stuff. And I was like, I don't want to, make these kids feel like they're drinking out of a fire hose. And then I was getting dinner it was sometime in June with Zabian, one of our high school graduates. He's gone off to college now, but he's looked at me. I don't think he knew at this point, but he said, it's a challenging life and they need a challenge.
Yep.
And so okay, so that was a green light for me from the Lord to be like, all right, I've already got the first semester lined out. I've got ideas for the second semester. So that was just the Lord saying, go do it.
Yeah, challenge them, man.
Yeah, give them a challenge.
Push them beyond their comfortability. At camp, most of the kids wouldn't even want to pray, like in front of the whole group. And I was like, hey guys, if you can't pray in front of Christians, it's going to be really hard to pray with people who aren't Christian.
That's true.
And so I pushed them, and I made every single one of them pray at some point during camp in front of our whole group, and it was good. It was good. But we got to push them beyond their comfort limits, because Christ doesn't call us to a life of comfortability. And if we push them now beyond their comfort limits, imagine what they're going to do when they get to my age or your age.
Yeah.
So, but
You call me old?
Yeah.
Turn the camera. No, I was kidding.
You're not that old.
No, I just feel old.
You're only a couple years older than me.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy.
No.
But I'm just saying, in our age
Yeah,
range,
no. Well, there's a big gap between your stage of life and my stage of life.
There's a gap, man.
So.
But I already feel like Unk, dude. Because that's what all the kids were calling me. They
it
were
gets
calling
worse.
me Unk at camp.
Yeah, they already call me Unk. So
And I don't understand their brain rot and stuff, so I feel old.
yeah,
I've got a beard.
It gets worse.
Also, did you get inspired by my beard? Is that why you wanted to grow yours out? Because my beard, you got inspired by my beard? Right?
No. So the funny part is, I've grown a beard before.
Yeah.
And it didn't look good. So, been clean shaven for a while, and it was back in the fall. I was like, we'll try again. And then it came back, and it came with a mustache this time too. And I was like, you know what? I can get used to it. It's funny. I was even going through, I think it was the church directory. I had to go find something on the website, and it was a picture. My picture didn't have a beard. I was like, that doesn't even look right. So I don't even,
Looks weird.
yeah,
Looks weird
it's
now.
been so long since I've been clean shaven. I think the weird thing is now that there's people that I've met that have never seen me without the beard. I'm like, ooh, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I think
There's
about that.
a lot of people, mainly in college. I met a lot of people that didn't know me without a beard, and they'd be like, "Wait, what do you look like without a beard?" And I'd show them pics from high school and stuff, and they're like, "Dang, that's crazy!"
I remember.
Yeah. And then I did shave one time during the semester, and I never came home.
I
during that.
guess, you
I grew it right back out. I hated it, but everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Night
Like,
day
it's
difference.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a whole new person. I hate it though. I hate how I look without a beard.
Yeah, it's growing on me.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, knee slappers.
Anyways, Penn with the dad jokes. You really are on, bro.
I
You're
know
telling
I am.
dad
It's
jokes.
been yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So-
always been.
Obviously, we know the vision for the youth is to really help them to be able to grow in their relationship with Christ. But let's get deeper than that. What's the vision beyond that for this semester specifically for the youth?
I think the biggest thing is taking what we learned and just going out and applying it, living it out in our daily life. Like, what can we do in our everyday life, whether it's the little things or the small things? And I think, even looking at the difference, looking at, with Matt, the past 7 years, really built a good foundation, tight-knit network for the youth, very familiar, very, close. Okay, now that we've got this foundation, let's take it out and go do something with it. Let's take it out, where the rubber hits the road, and start living this stuff out in our daily life. Because even at the end of the day, Pastor Curtis says a lot, I've said a few times, this isn't about, education, it's about transformation. And even one thing that I've really been, pondering on is, discipleship isn't even education. It's educational, it's relational. We try to equate discipleship when in the majority of it is done in relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah, these kids, they want these older, especially like these boys, they want these older guys to look up to and to mentor them, especially because most of them are at school and they got, girl teachers most of the time.
Yeah.
Maybe they might have some guy coaches, but they want these older men to look up to and being able to be that good, godly influence for them to look up to is very important.
And even then, you look at discipleship, obviously we can't do it in our day and age. But, when the disciples spend 3 years every day and every night with Jesus, what happens, after the stories you hear about? What happens? What are they talking about around the campfire that night? There's probably stuff going on there that we don't get to know about. But, because discipleship has changed so much, even in our definitions and our cultures, it's even gotten diluted to a point. But I think overall as a whole, the church is getting back. I'm reading a lot of literature, seeing a lot of stuff come up about the relational aspect of it. So I think we're heading back in the right direction.
For sure. It's the most important part. Like, you can go study all you want, but if you're not building relationships with people, there's not going to be any change.
I say it's empty and hollow.
Right. Yeah. So, because God doesn't call us just to, read the word. He calls us to read it and live it out.
Yeah.
Right.
I say live it out. Let it transform you.
Yeah. Let it transform you from the inside out. I got a little quote here from Mr. Lane Kinney.
Oh, Lord.
When he was on the podcast the first time, man. And it really speaks to how important, like pouring into every single generation is, right? And he said, it only takes one generation for freedom to die.
Yep.
And I just kind of want to apply that to, like, Christianity. It only takes one generation for Christianity to die, right? So if we're not pouring into these kids and we're letting them get lost in the world, what's going to happen to their kids?
Yeah.
It's going to slowly start to fall off, right? So that's why it's so important to pour into this next generation. Mark 10, Jesus says, "Let all the little children come unto me," right? So these kids, they're not useless, and they're not just like, here to have, take all your money. Like, they can go out and they can make a change in their schools. We've been seeing it. They can make a change in their school. They can go out, especially when they're older. They build that foundation now, and they'll be real difference makers when they get older.
Oh, absolutely. And I think too, even going back, when we were talking about, topics to talk about, one of the first things that came up in my mind was, Abraham and Isaac. And even, the call of Abraham in Genesis 12, you'll be a blessing to all nations. Go out and bless all nations. Well, even you jump right before to Isaac's birth in Genesis 22, your descendants will be a blessing to all nations. And even then, you look at the story of Isaac, and even though in reality it's very short as compared to Abraham's, what you'll notice is how it actually it reflects Abraham's life. A lot of the same things happen, but the story ends with a blessing. And I'll kind of jump over a few parts, but Genesis 26, Isaac's living with the Philistines. He gets very wealthy, and they kind of push him away. They're scared of him. And then after, skipping some big details, but they come back later and like, hey, we saw that the Lord was with you. Bless you, and we see that the Lord is blessing you. So through his witness to them, because even then that's carried on from Abraham to Isaac. And even then from Isaac to Jacob, where it almost does get lost. And then Jacob to his descendants, where even throughout, Israel's history, they lose the story every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
But, coming back, then that's the beauty of it, Even if we do lose the story, we can always come back to it.
Yeah. I just finished up a Minor Prophet series, and we see time and time again, how the Israelites lose it, right? We get to the destruction of Jerusalem, right, in the temple, and they get destroyed and they get exiled. And so now they're repenting to God, right? Because everything they have is lost besides, their relationship with God. God brings them back to the promised land. They rebuild their temple, and then we see in Malachi 100 years later, they're turning away from God again.
Yep.
It's like, did y'all learn anything from y'all's ancestors? Which we can catch ourselves doing the same thing too, 100%.
Absolutely. I think the image, I wish I kept the drawing. I drew this a few days ago. But, you read in Amos 7:7, God's holding this plumb line against a wall, and it shows that Israel's not straight. Well, I think, okay, God has this plumb line. God has his expectations, his standards, his word, whatever he uses to, what's the right word? Not judge us, but, to evaluate us with. And one thing I thought about, as we walk throughout our lives, maybe we zigzag through, maybe at one point we're walking along the plumb line, but we always get to come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we swim away. And like, I remember I drew it out, it was during Bravehearts, I drew it out on a piece of paper, and someone was like, man, that'd make a really good t-shirt. So now I'm like, trying to figure out a more artistic way to design it between two squiggly lines. So
maybe draw it out and then give it to like somebody who's really good at drawing. Be like, hey, can you draw this out like in a more artistic way?
Yeah, because even
I'm not artistic. I don't know about you. Yeah.
No, but I always think about just that plumb line that God holds.
Yeah,
and
sure.
We should always try to be as aligned with it as we can.
Right. Exactly. That's good.
Yeah. So.
You excited?
Oh yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, the biggest thing going forward is logistics. Planning the trips and getting everything done, like ski trip and summer camp. But the beauty of it is Matt, our previous youth pastor, he's still here. He's not leaving. He's still helping with youth. He's still doing small groups. So we'll be able to do that together.
Yeah, we had him on the pod a couple weeks ago.
So it'll be really good. So going forward, that should be a lot of fun.
He can help you out.
Oh yeah, very much. And then once I get my stride going, we'll be able to see where the Lord takes it.
Yeah,
because that was another thing too. Going into this right before the transition, I remember. Do you know Mark Smith?
Mm-mm.
Really old gentleman, wears the neat little hats.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
You've probably seen him.
I think I know.
What he does is he writes notes usually for Pastor Curtis, whoever speaks on Sunday. He's smart, knows his Bible like through and through. Mm-hmm. And so he writes some notes with scripture and a few things, usually gives it to him. Well, he came up to me one Sunday and he was like, I don't know why, but he said, give this to you. And I was like, okay. God just put it on it. And I remember looking down, every single verse was like right what I needed to hear. I remember one of them was Psalm 127:1. The builders build the house, or I've got it. Let me look it up before I butcher it. I've got it written somewhere.
Did you post that on your Instagram the other day?
I did, yes.
I was like,
I saw y'all's comments and I just laughed.
I should go check out our comments.
Lord, yeah. Go give it a like. Unshameful plug.
What's your Instagram? Penn Merrill?
Is Penn Merrill _ Penn _ Merrill _ 15. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? That's why. Okay. Psalm 127:1. That much I know. Yeah. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Mm-hmm. So this is not my house I'm building, it's the Lord's. I'm just stewarding it. Mm-hmm. So that's my prayer going into this. Yeah, one of my biggest prayers going into this semester is for me to put all like prideful thoughts away, to put it all down. Because sometimes I can catch it sneaking up on me, being like, oh, look what I did. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so hard. Like those little thoughts, they, keep popping up into my mind, and I have to put those down and pray those away. I'm like, Lord, this is not mine. This is yours. Everything I do for you is because of you, and you give me the ability to do this. And so I have to catch myself so much, putting down the pride. We were talking about the book of Obadiah last episode. Nice.
And how Edom, it's so prideful, right? And the Lord's like, I'm going to bring destruction on you.
Yeah,
because you
sold out your brother.
Yeah, sold out your brother, and you're so prideful. But then he goes on later in the book to talk about like how all prideful nations will fall, right? And I want to, let me look at this verse real quick. I said it last episode, but I'm going to say it again because it's good. Proverbs 16:18, pride comes before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall. Yeah. So if we're going into ministry with pride, thinking that it's about us, the Lord will not bless that. Yeah. He's going to tear you down from where you are. So I think that's, something I've really had to battle with, and make sure that I'm not being prideful, just remembering. Yeah. So I have to do it sometimes multiple times a day, just like putting away the pride. Because sometimes I'm like fake prideful, because I'll be like messing around like I'm the best basketball player or stuff like that. I don't really mind that, but like, you know, like the legit prideful thoughts
knowing,
that take over my
knowing when
mind.
and where to say stuff like that. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Like even the past few weeks, you know, everyone looking at me like, oh, you know, director, like joking about it. I'm just like, please don't say that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I get that, you know, they're being appreciative, but even like I honestly don't like this, like the spotlight being on me.
Yeah.
I remember one thing. I need to go back and bookmark the page, but you remember when we read, you know, Walking in the Dust of Rabbi Jesus. Good book. Go check it out by Louis Thurberg.
Little plug.
Yeah, a little plug. That's what I'll do. I'll quote books all day, man. I was thinking about stuff to talk about. I was like, I could just bring my whole bookshelf here and just start dishing them out. But
Right.
I need to go back and find what page it's on. But I was thinking about the other day, you know, there's a quote in there talking about, you know, carry 2 pieces of paper in your pocket. And, you know, one says, you know, you are nothing but dust and ash. And the other saying, you know, the world is made for you. And it's like, which one do you need today? And, you know, some days you need this one, some days you need that one.
Yes,
But I need to go back and find that. Cause
That hit when I read that, man. I was like, wow, yeah, that's good. Because there are days I'm feeling both.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
There are days where I'm like, man, you know, I feel like nothing. You know, I feel like crap. You know, we'll be going through some, and then there'll be days I'm on top of the
10
world,
feet tall and
on top of the world, like, oh, I can do anything. No, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens
It
me.
was so funny, like even spiritually, you know, sometimes I heard a quote from a pastor, and it's stuck with me ever since. You know, sometimes we run so fast for God, we forget to walk with Him. You know, we're out there, we're doing the Lord's work, but we're not doing it at the Lord's pace. And like, you know, even like even recently, you know, I was honestly feeling a little, like felt a little distant from God. And I was like, you know, I'm doing the right things. Like, I'm just going to hold out, you know, see what happens. And then something happened, like, you know, it's hit a bump in the road, you know, life happened.
Yeah.
And then the Lord was like, all right, you ready to come back to me now? And I was like, oh my gosh. I just like, yeah, I was out doing my own thing and had to get thumped and come back to God. And I was like, yeah, a little bit of humility.
Yeah. Sometimes we need it,
Yeah.
man. Sometimes we need it.
Not sometimes, all the time.
All the time. For sure. I need it way too much sometimes, honestly. But yeah. So I want to get your opinion on this. How do you feel about Texas banning the phones in schools?
You know, it is awkward that we have gotten to this point, because the biggest problem with the whole phone thing is the set, like, you know, it is a little bit drastic, but at the end of the day, you know, if that's what it takes to get everyone on board, then that's what it takes. I'm kind of not opposed to it in the sense that even like when I was student teaching, you know, when I was in the classroom, you know, and both my parents are teachers, you know, grew up, you know, in the education world. So I'm not an expert, but, you know, I've seen a lot more than the average person.
Right.
And I'll tell this story too, like when I took over, you know, I take over, you know, middle of January, or when I did. And so the semester's already started. So they've already had their teacher. And so he's already set the tone for what that classroom is. He allowed phones.
Yeah.
I didn't. So now I have to do a 180 with those students, and they're like juniors. They're not doing that.
Yeah.
And so that was a hard fight all semester. And then I have other teachers that didn't allow phones either, but because they were able to start in day one. So that's the biggest problem is, you know, getting all the teachers to comply, because some let them use phones, some don't.
Right.
And so because there's such inconsistency, that's what created the issue. Because even when I went, I didn't know Canyon ISD's policies. And because ours back home was, you know, phone goes to the office, you pay $15 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Canyon's is the same way, but I had no clue because that's not what I was watching. And so if that's what it takes to get all teachers to be consistent, then that's what it takes.
And I do agree that it's a good thing. It's obviously prohibiting a lot of learning going on in the classroom. Speaking from experience, because my senior year, that's all I did. All I was doing was on my phone. First semester, it was mainly like basketball stuff. Second semester is when I really hit hard for, you know, striving after God.
Yeah.
And that's when I actually did use it for good. Watched a ton of sermons, read books, you know, did a lot of that stuff. But I will say one thing that I'm seeing right now is it's not really one thing I was hoping is that, you know, kids could realize that they don't need their phones, you know, when they get home. If they can go 8 hours or however long it is at school. But I think it's honestly making the phone addiction at home worse, Because what I'm seeing is kids are on their phones so much more when they get home, because they're like, oh, I need to catch up on social media and all this stuff that I missed out on. So I think that's something really to like what do you think we could do to really help with that?
I think the thing is what we've done, and even just the smartphone and social media in general, more so social media, is we put tools in people's hands that don't know how to use them. Because even I was having a social media issue too. I was on it way too much, and then this past summer I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a fast, social media fast, and I was like, I'll go for a month. Well, then 1 month turned to 2 months. And 2 months, like, do I even want this back? But the difference is, because I'd taken time to step away, I took the time to reflect on, okay, how do I handle this properly? We just, just give them this and don't teach them how to use it. If we teach them how to use it, and even at the end of the day understand, hey, this isn't, not that big a deal. Because even now, like, coming back on social media, like, I've set an hour-long screen limit. Half the time, I don't even reach that limit for the day. Or even if, it's in the evening and I'm still on there 45 minutes, because I just haven't used it. And so just taking the time, which I don't know how you would do it en masse, but taking the time to teach them how to properly use the tool and just kind of get back to, hey, the real world's out there, and just, live like it's life in front of you. Right. And so, but, the cat's out of the bag now, so can't put the lid on the jar.
No. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Something over the summer, there were parts during the summer where I would just spend way too much time on Instagram. And I would just catch myself doing that. And then these past couple of weeks, I just kind of got busy, but I also just stopped caring about getting on Instagram. I was like, I don't even find interest in this anymore. It's not fulfilling, what I'm wanting it to fulfill, right? So I'm finding that fulfillment through God and, through studying the Word. Yeah. And so I just found it so much more freeing when I put the social media down and picked up the Bible. Oh yeah. It's been so much more freeing for me.
Or even just, especially the Bible, especially good Christian literature, or even just a book. Yeah. Just anything else, because even what was I gonna say? Because one of my big excuses for not doing that, it was like, I use it for Rise, use it for ministry purposes, use it to kind of get out there, and then I'd as I finally step away, and in that reflection period, I was like, that's a small percentage of what I actually use it for. Yeah. And so once you take the time to understand what you're doing with it, and just learn how to use it, and even then, just clearing your head for a while, get the junk, just clear out the muck, and just be able to breathe a little bit. And so
the only reason I haven't deleted Instagram is for this podcast account.
That's fair enough.
The literal reason. I would have deleted it.
And I still keep up with friends, through social media or ministry purposes, or just some social purposes, and so.
But and I just thought I stopped caring about what's happening on social media. Oh, that's what people care about me through that. It's just it doesn't matter. It's all fake. All social media is fake.
It just is, especially even we talked about politics a little bit. Even just politics on both sides, they're just both designed to drive you nuts. And so there's even even in the past few weeks, I've just stopped following these political pages. I just don't care. Yeah. I just don't care anymore. I'll get my news from some of these sources, but I'm some of these other pages, I don't need you. You're just wasting space feed. Right. And so.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I just think we need to get these kids to a realization of we don't need these phones, and we don't need social media, especially.
I think, especially. And so I just think getting them out there, and just, and like I said, I think the hardest thing, because you live by that saying. I'm trying to remember who said it, but you can't make good men by law. And so while it's the best we can do, it goes back to the home. You change society by changing the individual, and that goes for this. The same for even evangelism. You want to change society, you got to change an individual. Yeah. and then what they do in their home and who they interact with, through relationship. And that even goes back, to intergenerational ministry. Like even another verse I wrote down, I have this one pulled up. Proverbs 22:6, start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it. Yeah, they might wander. I wandered a little bit, but it'll still be in there, and that it'll produce fruit. Who knows how long down the road. Yeah. Well, even like I was thinking before we even started recording this. So I love geeking out about like some of this stuff, in a lot of these studies. You'll read in Genesis, it's with Abraham. It's 20-something, Genesis 20-something. Well, Abraham plants, it's named a tamarisk tree. And the thing about a tamarisk tree, it takes like 80 to 100 years for it to mature. So you don't plant that for you. You plant that tree for someone else. And because we're so focused on the planting and the harvest that we tend to forget what happens in the middle, which, is, a tenure of who knows how long or who knows how short.
Right.
But we're so focused with point A and point C, we get either impatient or don't think about what happens in point B.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's been plenty of people that have poured into my life and have seen, the worst parts of me. And now they're starting to see, the best parts of me as I've come out of that stage. But, it's been since I've been in kindergarten all the way up to now, right? But we didn't see really there wasn't any fruit until a couple of years ago. Yeah. So, that's a long time to go without fruit. But especially my parents, they stayed consistent even when I was terrible.
Yeah. Hey,
shout out mom and dad.
That's on my mind too. Another tree, I love a good series. I've got a series in the back of my head on biblical botany because there's a lot of botany in the Bible that has a lot of good representation. Except there's a textbook. I'm trying to remember the name of the author. I think Haravini's his name, but it was like $500. So can't get it. But he's like modern expert on like biblical botany. Right. But there's another tree, the acacia tree, which can lie dormant for like 10 years. But when it springs to life, man, it is like just they call it the gift of the desert. Like at least the Bedouins in Israel do. And so, even then, even if it is, once every 10 years, the fact that it does bear fruit means it's still got life. Yeah. I think if it's in Psalm chapter 1, I think is when you hear about it. Like when it's better yet, just might as well look for it. Psalm 1. Yeah. So Psalm 1, verse 3, that person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season. It's not every season, but it's in its season. That's something I've had to really focus on. You can't force a fruit-bearing season. Right. You just have to, be ready for when it comes. Right.
Yeah. And so one of the 56 kids reached out to me a couple of weeks ago because my small group from camp, I gave them my number. I gave each of them my number. And so one of them reached out to me. I hadn't heard from him all summer. But a couple of weeks ago, he reached out to me. He's like just asking for some advice. And he was like, I've just found myself so addicted to technology. And he said, I don't want to be addicted to technology. And I don't want this technology. I haven't been reading my Bible. And I just want to read my Bible, right? And so I'm giving him advice, praying for him. And, that type of, these kids, they feel like all they have is technology. Yeah. But in their hearts and their souls, really, they're longing for something more. Yeah. They don't want to spend, 3 hours, 4 hours a day on social media.
And it breaks the stigma of nature versus nurture. That's not how we're made. We're not designed for this. And so it's just it's just the Pandora's box that's been opened up with smartphones and technology and Wi-Fi. It's
because with technology and stuff, that I really when I spend too much time on it, I don't find peace. I don't find joy that we're all looking for. But when I pick up the Bible, that's where I find my peace. That's where I find my joy. Yeah. And that's where I find my comfort in. I can't find it in technology or social media. So
or just even being able out to, and just, just pursuing the presence of God, practicing the presence of God wherever you're at. like there are some mornings, I walk out of my apartment, I live in Canyon, which, isn't, metropolis, but it's a bigger city than I grew up in.
Yeah.
And, stopping when there's days when you don't hear a sound. I cherish those moments, like the ability to live in God's peace of silence and of rest, and just be able to live in that and just practice the presence of God.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. You got anything else to add on, man?
I don't know. I don't know how long your episodes go, so I could talk for another 3 hours, but I don't know.
We usually range from about 45 to hour 10.
I don't even know what time we started.
I don't either.
So,
Let's see. We've been going for 40 so far.
40. Cool.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, Penn, we know you can yap for days.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest. I had some notes. Let's see what else I had in my notes. I had a lot more on Abraham and Isaac.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to go through that. Talked about that. I mean, pretty much got most of it, unless you just want to go into details. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess any questions, comments, or concerns about, now I'm the interviewer. Look at me.
Now you're the interviewer?
I'm the captain now. I'm not gonna lie. That quote's been going on in the back of my head as a joke for legal reasons. That's a joke, but just like I'm the captain now.
Captain now. I took this over.
Yeah, look at me. I'm the captain now.
When I had the podcast with Curtis, he started at the beginning. He started asking me questions first. He's like, "I decided to take this interview over just because I wanted to."
Just
yeah.
This is mine now.
Yeah, this is mine now. This is my podcast now.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking it over.
See, that's Curtis with the
All right,
podcast.
you can have the podcast. I'll take your youth group. How about that?
No, just kidding.
Deal.
Didn't shake. It didn't happen.
Curtis, you hear that? Josh, you hear that?
I didn't shake on it.
You hear
No.
that?
No.
Oh, man. But yeah. I'm excited. I'm super excited to, I have a lot of comfort and peace knowing that the kids that I'm ministering to are going to you afterwards.
You gonna make them wear deodorant?
Yes.
I say that some of the high schoolers don't wear deodorant, and it's disgusting.
Oh, it was bad at camp, and
Yeah, no,
it was
I know.
real bad.
Yeah,
I had
I'd
to
walk
make them.
downstairs and it was like walking through a fog, a heavy fog.
Well, not just all the kids. It was
That
bad.
too.
It was nasty. But Allison's really big on the no stinky.
Yeah,
She said
I've heard about the stinky box.
the stinky box. So
yeah,
I
I heard about that.
she wants a box with a window, and she said all the kids who stink will go in there and they have to smell each other and look at all the other kids.
Some healthy shame,
Yeah.
never hurt anyone. A little bit of healthy shame.
Her other option was having a hygiene station right before you
I
walk
heard
in the
that,
doors.
yeah.
And you have to freshen up a little
Like a
bit.
little miniature car wash,
Yeah.
out of PVC pipe.
Exactly.
You could do it. You could totally do that.
We got a shower back there.
There is a shower back
And
there.
I told Allison, I might keep shampoo back there, and if they stink, just squirt it in their hair. Be
That's
like,
what
go
you
rinse
do.
it out.
I said that someone at camp because I worked at a summer camp for years,
Mm-hmm.
and I even had itty bitties. I once had a kid as young as 5.
Wow.
That was nuts. And one little trick I learned, if they don't shower, just walk up to them.
Yep.
Now
they have to.
go. Yeah. So
It works.
that works. Yeah. That's the thing too. They'll do well. You might have to remind them a few times, but they'll do it if you ask them.
Yeah. Y'all can use our shower if you need to. If any of them stink real bad.
Does that thing work? Have we
think
tested
so.
that?
I think the door's a little broken, but
No, I'm not worried about the door. I'm worried about the water pressure.
I think the water
Is there
works.
hot water in there?
if it's cold, it's fine. They
I mean,
shouldn't be
I think-
stinking.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
I've found out I'm a cold plunge kind of guy.
Really?
Love a good cold plunge. Yeah. And I was thinking,
hate cold plunge, man.
they're the best.
It's the worst.
And I was thinking about it, I was like, why? This is a shower thought, pun not intended. Why do cold showers, why are they worse than cold plunges? It's because your body's exposed. It's because more of your body's exposed to warmer air
Yeah.
as opposed to the cold. While in a cold plunge, your body's completely submerged.
Mm. That makes sense.
So that's why cold showers are worse. But I'm a cold plunge kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in a good ice bath.
Yeah. Nah, man. I'd rather hit up the sauna or steam room.
I mean,
than
I could
cold
go for a
plunge.
good sauna. I could use one right now, honestly. But
Sauna sounds nice.
yeah, after a nice workout, nice
Yeah.
solid leg day where you're crawling out of there,
Leg day.
dip in an ice bath.
Leg day, no.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Maybe after a chest pump, man.
I don't know. The only
Nice
problem
chest
is my bathtub's not big enough, so
Yeah.
I'd have to like wiggle my way in there to get my upper body.
Oh, just buy a giant bucket, man.
That's the
That's
thing. Like
really
you get like when I get my own place, I live in a 1 bed, 1 bath apartment, no yard. Just get like a little horse trough.
Yeah. Action.
Okay, and so nothing's happened in the past 3 minutes. I'm just kidding. That's what you do, like those YouTube memberships where you charge money to watch like just like 5-minute longer videos.
Are you serious?
Have you seen that?
Is that a thing now?
Yeah, well, it's like there's memberships where like there's like special content you can
Yeah.
access and everything. It's just more ways for them to make money.
One of your youth kids told me that they pay for a YouTube Premium membership.
I'm not gonna lie, I've
Bro.
never gone back.
Why?
No ads. That's a big win. And also the beauty is you can like close, like you say on your phone, you can close your phone and the video's still playing.
Oh, see that
big,
is annoying.
That's a big thing.
Oh.
That's because like I'll listen to a lot of podcasts on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now I can do it without having to have my phone open.
Well, that's one reason. That's something that keeps me from watching more sermons, is because my phone battery drains
and
so
no
fast.
ads.
Oh, he
I'm
might
not
have
gonna lie.
How
Like,
much a month? How much a month?
It's like $14, $15 a
Oh,
month. It's a little
gosh.
expensive. No, but you're in school, so you get a discount. It's $8 for
Ooh.
you.
Penn might have convinced me on this one, guys. Might have
But
to
that's
go
the
check
thing,
this
because
out.
I don't have. When I say that, I've gotten a lot more subscriptions now. It was one of my first subscriptions, so
Okay.
I didn't care as
Gotcha.
much. But now
See-
that I've gotten a few more, I'm like, I need to probably pull back a little bit.
I'm still writing off my parents' subscriptions right now.
Do it. My Disney Plus and Hulu are off them.
Yeah.
Netflix finally kicked me off of mom and dad's.
I think my sister is too. She's got a full-blown job and everything.
What else do I have? Got Spotify,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, Audible. I've gotten on Audible now. I do like a good audiobook, I found
Yeah.
out. It's a good preview too before I buy the paper copy.
That's fair.
But that's another subject we can talk about. I actually listened to Jordan Peterson's newest book, We Who Wrestle with God.
Uh-huh.
Got some mixed emotions about it, man.
Is it good or no?
His philosophy and his psychology are good,
Mm-hmm.
but to me, sorry, Dr. Peterson, but if you're watching this, biblical interpretation is not your area of expertise. It feels like he takes the biblical stories and makes them into case studies.
Mm-hmm.
Like he tries to explore the psychology of it, and like it's good. Like some stuff he's kind of off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like with Cain and Abel, and then there's others like once he gets to his philosophy and psychology, it's spot on.
Yeah.
My problem is how he gets there, because he's
Gotcha.
using the biblical stories as like this moral archetype,
Mm-hmm.
and almost missing the forest for the trees. And so, and for me, one of my big teachers, Marty Solomon, always says is, if you're asking questions the Bible isn't asking, you always get the wrong answers. And I feel like he's asking the wrong questions.
Okay.
Like I said, his philosophy and his psychology are fantastic, but his biblical interpretation's a bit abysmal in my book, in my
Gotcha.
opinion. So
Gotcha.
I have the paper copy, but I was like, I really should have listened to it first.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to do another book on the Gospels, and I'm just like, no, I'm sorry. And if that's your thing, fair enough. That's my personal opinion, but
Right.
I wasn't as big a fan as I thought I would be.
That's fair.
But I have gotten into Audible,
Nice.
so it's nice. Yeah, you get, and that's a nice thing too. What really sold me is it's like $15 a month, 16 maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but every month you get a credit, so that's a free book.
Oh,
So you can.
There you go.
So once a month you can get a free book
there you go.
and listen to a free book. So I'm like, okay, that's redeemable.
That's pretty legit.
And so now I'm starting to get a bit of a head start because I've got a backlog of books that I need to catch up on. And
Yeah.
now I've started to really start catching up on a lot of my reading. So
One thing I'm excited about is I've always wanted to listen to more podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And people will ask me, like, you have your own podcast, but, like, who's your favorite podcasters? I got, like, one or two, but I'm like, dude, I don't get to listen to as many as you think I can because I have to re-listen to these episodes, right?
Yeah.
That takes time.
Mm-hmm.
And, the work I was doing before, I can't have
Yeah.
my AirPods in or anything.
Yeah.
So I can't do any of that. But now that I'm working at Trinity, like, the other day, I listened to 3 podcasts in
Yeah.
one shift. And I'm just like, bro, this is awesome. This is my favorite.
it's a lot. Like even when I was doing chairs, I used to do them by myself, and I
Mm-hmm.
would put on a podcast or something. Like one of my favorites is Bayma podcast. I talk about it a lot. Shout out, shameless plug. I would listen to like, an episode or two a day, and now that's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still get around to it.
A little bit less time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So good
All
stuff.
right, so I got another question for
Okay.
you. Are you going to make the youth put their phones up before they go in?
I've honestly thought about it. We haven't really had problems with it.
Okay.
There's only been like one or two instances of kids doing it, but that wasn't like that would like if I'd told you the name of the kids, it would love
makes
them,
sense.
but it kind of just
Yep.
makes sense. So we haven't really had a problem with it. Even thinking about that today, because we'll have our teacher training coming up or our leader training coming up or lunch, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we really don't have to have as many conversations as I would in a classroom setting.
Right.
Like even, being trained as a teacher and all that. I'm like, man, we're pretty blessed to not. And even then, we just got a pretty good group of kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say this in a prideful sense or anything. Like I've got friends that volunteer in other churches. And I'm not gonna say any names, and I hear some horror stories
Yeah.
from those kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're blessed.
Mm-hmm.
They're not perfect, but yeah, they're pretty good kids. And
They're
so
good.
going for it, and it's something to always keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you raising the concern, but that's like looking back, even through the years, they've never really had a problem with it.
Yeah.
I mean, and the biggest thing going forward, probably my target is get them to pick up their own trash. That's my goal.
That is
Like yours is deodorant, mine's trash. That's
that is
like-
one of their biggest
Yeah.
struggles from what I've seen. Is they are not good at that, man.
Yeah, but it's all right. We'll whip them into shape.
Yeah. Make them do it, man.
Oh,
Make them
yeah.
pick up that trash.
I'm already gears are already turning.
That's disgusting.
So
So, yep. Well, we are making them put up their phones. We just think there's no need, especially they're 5th and 6th graders.
yeah,
man. They
and
don't
see
need a
that's the
phone.
thing, because that's the one thing. Another thing, going back to the phone conversation, I didn't get a smartphone until I was like 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already, relatively mature enough
Right.
to like know right and wrong. Hey, mom and dad said so, don't do it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm not as concerned. Is they're a
Right.
little more receptive to
For sure.
direct instruction. And so,
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't think it's as big of a deal for the youth, but we're like,
But if not, I'll just break them right in front of their face. So
There you go.
Just
yeah. I mean, like right as you walk in, before you can even check in, you got to put your phone in the phone basket.
I honestly
That's what
think
we're
that's
doing,
good. And
that's
even
good.
then, I think that'll be good all around. Well, I mean, I know with school now it's different, but I think if they see it consistently throughout,
Yeah.
that'll help a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
I think that's a good practice for that age group.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely is.
And
Be like,
why-
hey, we not on the technology here. We're here to have fun in different ways. So,
yeah,
but I don't know. Room's looking good. I'm excited.
get all the sound panels back
Nope.
up.
Oh, yeah. Golly, that's so frustrating, dude.
I walked by that other day and I was like, oh, poor Jace.
We put up all these sound panels and we paid money for these little sticky pads to go in the back, and they don't even work because like half of them fell down. So
Yeah.
now we're gonna have to go back and like hot glue all of them, and it sucks because those rooms are so echoey too. Like you can't. It's so bad.
I still need to get. I say that I still need to get my small group room set
Yeah,
up.
you still got some to you
Oh
work on
gosh,
too.
I need to do that. I could do. Depends how I'm feeling tomorrow. Maybe. I mean. So it'll get done. We'll have a buffer for next week, and then, or I just come up on a weekend and
Yeah.
knock it out. I say that Jesse's doing most of the decorating. I'm not much of a decorator, so I just need to get the chairs.
That's probably a good thing.
It is a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very proud of my office. I like
Yeah.
it.
Your office is cool.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
It's
It
neat.
is cool.
That's it. Oh gosh, you might have to edit. That fridge that's in there.
Uh huh.
Don't put any Topo Chicos in it.
Yeah, because they freeze.
Yeah, they freeze. I can send it to you and you can edit it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
later.
Send
but
that
like,
to me.
the funny
Golly,
part
dude.
is I'll airdrop it to you. When I picked that up, show the image now.
Showing it.
Okay, no, just kidding. I picked it up. It was one solid piece. Like it froze together.
Uh huh.
So like I was like holding it, and the other one's like at like a 45-degree angle. So I learned a lesson not to put Topo Chicos in there again.
There you go.
So
Those
I think it works a little too well.
do you like those water bottles?
I do, yeah.
That's
that
from
was,
us.
Yeah, I figured it. I
Yeah.
saw that coffee table, and the lid was like swag. I was like,
We were wondering if you would notice.
oh yeah.
And you did.
Just because I have glasses doesn't mean I'm blind.
No, we were just curious. We
No.
didn't know like how much you paid attention to that.
Oh yeah.
So we were like, well, wonder if Penn notices. We're just gonna put it in there. Why?
I don't know.
We're about to wrap this
Yeah,
up,
I say
anyways.
we'll find it. We'll just shoot the wrap and then edit it in later.
There you
Do it
go.
in post. What were we talking about? Oh no, that's the one thing. Like I think it's so funny. Like mom and dad raised me to be very, very observant,
Mm-hmm.
and so like, and I probably took it a little too far because I'll just like find like something's off. I'm like, yeah, there's a little detail right there, and so I've been pretty
Yeah.
observant, or sometimes not totally abysmal.
Yeah.
Like someone will say something, I'm just like, psst,
Right.
gone.
There you go.
But most stuff like that. I can sniff out.
I don't think I would have noticed, to be honest. If it were me, I probably wouldn't have
I
noticed.
think the
that.
difference is because I put the table in there, and because
Yeah.
I handled it, and so I
Yeah.
knew how it looked, and then it looked different. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
If you'd put the table in there, it might have been different, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is your office going to be a classroom?
Yeah, I'll do my small group in there, like
Gotcha.
where all that furniture
Mhm.
is and stuff, and so
Yeah. That's a nice little area.
that's a neat little spot.
So-
Yeah, I've got a few more. I've got a map in there right now. I got on Amazon.
Mhm.
Put some cork board up, and what I want to do with it is put like little pins to all the places I've been, and like some like string from all the places I've driven from.
Yeah.
So like even this past year alone, I've been a lot of places like Atlanta, Tucson, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, Colorado. All over Texas, and so just I think that'd be a pretty good little visual.
That is
Just little life stories.
Yeah. One thing we're doing for the E56 room, so we got those big maps. Have you seen those in there?
Yeah, I saw.
We got the big maps, and we got like these little sticker markers, and we're going to. Allison's making some like paper for each country,
Mhm.
and so we're gonna draw out a country, and we're going to like pray over that country and
Oh,
then
that's
mark it
cool.
on the map,
Mhm.
just to get them to realize like, hey, kind of get them out of the Amarillo bubble. Be like, hey, there is other things,
There's the
other
world, there's
places
a whole
out
world
there.
out there.
And we'll encourage them to go, like, see what they can
Mhm.
find out about that country.
Yeah.
Like, maybe go learn something about that country.
Oh,
and then
that's good.
come back and tell us about it and have them, like, pray over that
I would
country over
love
the
that.
week.
I think
So-
one thing too is grew up in a little tiny town. I grew up in Fort Davis, Texas, middle of nowhere, and then I came up here, and I'm like, honestly, still kind of a bubble up here.
Mhm.
So you panhandlers, get out there,
Dude,
man.
it
I'm
is.
just kidding. But one thing, and I love that too. This is chase another rabbit, but it's related. There's an organization I give to, and they do a lot like through Passion and Passion Conference called Illuminations. They work in Bible translations,
Mm.
and so
I'm done with it.
okay.
I'm done with the
we'll
camera.
just cut that out and wrap it.
No,
is
you
it
can,
still
we can keep going. It's
Oh,
fine.
is it
We'll just
still
do the
go-
audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from here on.
And so so Illuminations, they work in Bible translations because I don't think a lot of people are aware of this. By the next 10 years, all languages can have access to the Bible. And
Really?
there's, thousands upon thousands of different languages.
Mhm.
And so, within our lifetime, 100% of the people on earth can have access to the Bible.
Praise God.
And so
man.
that's an organization I give to. So you can go to check it out, illuminations.com. It's a bug I really want to put in Matt's ear because for me, evangelism isn't my my strongest spiritual gift,
Mhm.
but I still get to participate in evangelism through that.
Right.
And they send me, newsletters every month or so in the mail. And one of the biggest things I saw was this is the Great Commission.
Yeah.
So I'm even though I don't do it perfectly, I still get to be a part of the mission. And, I remember Audie Waite, one of our elders, said, not all of you can go, but all of you can give.
Mm.
And so, Illuminations is a cool organization to check out. And so I give to it as part of my tithe. And I want to put a bug in Matt's ear because I know we want to focus on local missions too, but I just think that just as a whole, that is a cool mission that can give so many people hope.
That's awesome. So one of our Kenya pastors, I'm blanking on his name right now.
Francis B.
Francis B.
Yeah.
So he's coming.
Yep,
in
September 7th.
September
Yeah,
7th.
so pretty quick.
He's gonna be on this podcast too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
we're getting Francis B.
Oh,
and we're
yes.
getting Audie on the same episode. Yeah.
He won't know what to do.
Audie.
Yeah.
Matt, so you know,
Audie.
I was talking about it with Matt, and he's like, dude, some of these conversations I've heard these two have, like in the car and stuff,
Yeah.
like I just wish I had a microphone to,
Oh, I
record
bet.
that.
Oh, well, I mean,
And I
yeah,
was
because
like-
Audie's been going over there for
Yeah.
years,
Years
and
and
years
years.
and years.
So we'll get to kind of see. I really want people to like kind of realize what's going on in Kenya and just
Yeah,
kind of
really.
how the Lord is moving over there too. Like
Yeah.
it's not just Amarillo. It's not just Harvest
Oh, yeah.
Connection, right? It's all over the world.
Yeah, it's
so
a global mission.
it'll be I'm super excited.
That'll
for
be a
that,
lot. That'll be
so
really fun. That's
super
awesome.
excited. Yeah, I think he's preaching on Sunday too.
Yep, September 7th.
That's the day he's preaching.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
the Sunday.
So that's
Because
like,
we'll have
so
the
not
20.
next Sunday. Is that the Sunday?
So it'll be 3 Sundays.
Three
Because we'll have the
Sundays.
24th, the 31st,
Okay.
and then the 7th. And he's preaching the 7th.
Gotcha. Cool.
So
It's gonna be good.
it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah, big things are happening.
Big things are happening. Big things are happening. But anyways, you got any final thoughts?
No, nothing without chasing any more rabbits. So we better wrap it up.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll pray us out and we'll get going, Penn. All right, dear Lord, I thank you for this day, for all the many blessings, God. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, just to be able to talk more about you, God, and just to be able to learn more about you, God, and grow together spiritually, God. I pray for this next generation, God. I pray for your spirit to just, be poured out onto them, God. Help them to have this hunger for you, God, that only you can satisfy, Lord. Help them to realize that they only need you, God. They need you more than anything else this world can offer, God. I pray over Penn, God, as this next semester, next year, as his first time being the youth director, God. I pray that you will just be speaking through him, working through him, God. And I pray that your will be done through this youth ministry, God. I thank you for all the many blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you for coming out here,
Thanks for
Penn.
having me on.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, appreciate
All right,
it.
we'll see y'all guys next time.
See y'all.